Condenville Prison near Stirling houses all of Scotland's 400 women inmates, ranging from first offenders and prostitutes to murderers and drug dealers.
I got caught, that was it. 10-year sentence, I couldn't believe it.
Shut the fuck up!
Just because they're behind bars, though, doesn't mean the women are prepared to change their ways.
Our main priority is drugs, you know.
To me, it smells of a plan to bring drugs in. These girls are very, very fast and very, very quick. It's in, down and away.
They fucking never seen nothing, not a thing.
Alright, Ma, how you doing now?
With many of the women dealing with traumatic pasts and addictions, it's a huge task for the prison to deal with their behaviour. Girls Behind Bars follows the lives of several of the women, showing the highs
5 weeks and I'm home, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going through this, sweetheart.
and the lows of prison life,
So I just want to die.
See you later, right?
as well as the release stories
Yes!
as they head back into their communities.
I'm a bit lost. Standing here a bit lost, I don't know what to do.
Last time on Girls Behind Bars, some of the heroin addicts were desperate for drugs.
When do you come in then? She's holding, man.
She's going.
Well, and we're getting if she has. Go my coast in the back of the trays. Ready to go. Come on, let's go.
You alright, babe?
They managed to get hold of heroin from a new inmate who had arrived banking it inside herself.
I'm on top of the world. Bye.
But the next day, the prison decided to split Teresa and her friend Debbie, realising they were heavily involved in the drug scene. Debbie was moved to another hall, and both she and Teresa ended up on closed visits.
So just lie down and die.
A month on, separating the two friends has had a surprising consequence for Debbie.
When I moved over here, when the drugs was coming, I was like that. Oh God, do you know what I mean? Will I take it? Will I not take it? What will I do here? And just, I managed to say no.
As soon as a bit of kit comes her way, she'll take it. Please believe me. I know Debbie, fuck. And she'll take a child's man if it's there.
Look at me, look into my eyes, you'll see. I'm straight, and it's brilliant, and I love it. Honestly, I've not felt like this when I was about 15, 16, honestly, and it's fantastic.
Give me a light, hen.
In the remand hall, Teresa is still chasing her heroin habit.
Oh, that's one thing. If you want it, you get it.
And I want it, and we'll get it.
See, Teresa's got the funding and that to get it. And I'm the one with the balls and the courage that will run out of the fence and go and grab it.
Aye. Aye.
Both Debbie and Teresa have been put on closed visits, which take place behind a sheet of glass. Debbie is desperate to see her kids, though, so needs to get back to normal visits.
These visits are rubbish. Rubbish, do you know what I mean? Really are horrible. And I need visits with my kids. My kids have never been in here, do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's a bit of a downer.
Teresa also wants to see her kids, but facing a possible 7 years at court for dealing drugs during her last sentence, she feels that heroin has her trapped.
I can still see myself doing this year, doing the line, man.
Can you?
Aye, definitely, aye. I don't know what else to move on to. I've got nothing that I'm interested in, nothing that else I want to do, really, you know what I mean? I've not got any interests, it's been a part of my life for so long now that is my life. You know what I mean? I don't know anything else.
"30 girls between the ages of 16 and 21 are housed in the Young Offenders block. Young offenders are a volatile group.
Let's go fucking mental, fucking
Young offenders have to be kept separate from adults, so the girls between 16 and 21
will be kept in separate accommodation. The problems they bring in, obviously they're less mature than some of the older women. They'll still have the same issues about drug and possibly alcohol addiction, and they'll still come from difficult backgrounds and so on. But they'll be probably more disruptive than the adult prisoners.
A new inmate has just arrived in the young offenders block, having been found guilty of robbing an old lady. And some of the other girls aren't happy.
From mugging an 85-year-old woman. It's bad, eh?
Because you just not doing things, man. It's an old person that can't fucking back themselves up. So doing that to a wee, it's a fucking beast, man.
For £2.50, that's all it was as well.
£3
well, £3 towards our electricity, fuck's sake.
New cunts are talking to you and letting... That's how cunts do it, because cunts fucking talk to them.
Deciding that the new inmate needs to be taught a lesson, 10 girls pile into her room. Following the assault on the new inmate, Kerry is singled out as a ringleader. She is called in to see the governor.
Give your name and number to the governor.
Ken Murray, 909 Dunley.
Okay, Kerry, take a seat.
She is no stranger to the orderly room.
I don't need to ask you if you know how the orderly room works, do I?
No.
No, okay. Now, you're charged with a breach of discipline contrary to paragraph A of Schedule 1 to the prison rules, namely that you committed any assault. In particular, you're charged that you entered cell 6-4 and assaulted 90134 Stacey Alexander. On viewing CCTV evidence, you are clearly seen entering cell 6-4 where an assault took place on another inmate.
10 of them came into my room and just attacked me out of nowhere. They just started pulling my hair, kicking me and trying to chuck kettles of hot water over me and all that. If you're in for like robbing an older person or hurting a child or anything sexual or anything like that, then you're classed as a beast, and they do try and make your life in jail as hard as they can.
After the subsequent investigation, you have been identified as one of the people involved in committing the assault. So, having heard the evidence, do you plead guilty or not guilty to the charge?
Not guilty.
Not guilty? Right. Thank you.
The serious nature of the assault means the governor must pass the evidence to the police.
Kerry's been in and out of the prison. I've only been here just over a year, but I've seen her in the orderly room many times for usually petty offences. But she's quite a powerful girl. She's a difficult individual to deal with, and I would imagine that she does use her force, her strength to get what she wants.
19-year-old Kerry has spent most of the last 3 years in prison for serious assault and other offences related to her drug taking.
Just started taking it and carried on taking it and shoplifted it, and then I got to jail again, I'm handed, and then I got it, and then done the same again and get to jail 9 months, and then after the 9 months I said, oh, I'll not be back, I'll never be back, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this. Went out, stayed off it for about 5 days, straight back in about it again, and then started robbing cunts and that, and get to jail again.
Kerry is due to be released once again in 2 weeks' time. One of Cornton Vale's longest-serving prisoners is 45-year-old June. She's been inside for 6 years, having been caught supplying heroin. She has another year still to serve.
I was 28 before I tried my first bit of heroin. It was in here I tried it. So the first time I took heroin was in this jail, 28. Later on I started using it and ended up with a habit, and then things just got worse and worse and worse, and then the scale of the selling got bigger and bigger and bigger. And at the end of the day I didn't know how to get out of it. I got caught. That was it. 10-year sentence, I couldn't believe it.
Today is a huge day for June, one that could see her taste some freedom a year early.
Next one is June Mackenzie. This is to consider June.
A meeting today will decide if June will spend the remainder of her time living in the halfway houses just outside the prison gates. Women living in these houses have a front door key, cook their own food, go to work placements, and can even return home for home leave.
It does mean a lot to me so I can get home to my kids, because that's my priority, is getting home to my kids. The kids must be sick looking at me in handcuffs by now, and they must be sick looking at this jail. They've been visiting it for 5.5 years. It's just time now for me to get out of here and screw the nut.
June often talks about her plans for the future, and these are always very positive.
June has been given this chance 3 times before, but was brought back in each time after testing positive for drugs.
She progressed to open conditions in May 2007, and that was the 3rd time, and she was returned 10 days later for a positive MDT.
I can't sleep or nothing for thinking about this meeting today. It's just, I've never been like this before, because I'm not normally a nervous person. I'm normally quite confident, but just because of the past, my past history in open conditions.
Do you have anything in your pockets? Lighter? Don't look at me when I'm speaking to you.
June may have mucked up in the halfway houses 3 times before, but since her last recall, she has worked hard to turn her life around, and now has one of the most trusted jobs in the jail, working as reception passwoman, processing the women as they arrive from court.
Since I've started working in that reception and I've seen all that young kids coming in and out, strung out, and I think to myself, the pain that I've inflicted on young kids in Aberdeen probably, and it just hits home. Especially like my own 2 lasses, I hate the thought that anybody selling them drugs. Sounds hypocritical, but at the end of the day it's reality. And that's how I've changed, because I would never go back out here and live the life I was living before I came in here. I don't want to do it. That's the difference between me now. I genuinely, within myself, do not want to be that type of person anymore.
In the young offenders block, Kerry is coming to the end of her 3-year sentence.
In your room, man.
Officer Graham has worked closely with Kerry for the last 6 months.
Prison doesn't really bother her. You know, it doesn't make her up to her doing. She has sometimes good days and sometimes bad days, but this is Kerry's normality. This is the life that she's accepting now. Until she starts to say to herself, well, I really don't want to accept the way I'm living anymore. She'll never ever take that jump, you know, and start to change her overall behaviour.
Kerry's cellmate is 19-year-old Laurie, who is also soon to be released.
We didn't know each other before we came in, and I met her and she's a sound weekend. I could trust Laurie with my life. She's loyal, honest. We just help each other. We don't just think about ourselves, we think about each other, you know what I mean?
Being brought up kind of a bit differently, but it doesn't matter how different we are. We're still friends, still get on.
We've got all our own teeth.
We support Rangers.
I think it's a kind of funny one, that pair, because Laurie spent a wee bit of time at the start getting herself a wee bit hard time in here. And I think that friendship between the two of them is self-preservation on Laurie's side of things. She's kind of like got herself into like being Kerry's right-hand kiddo, you know. It's a self-preservation thing, you know, because she's not a big lassie, you know. She could easily get bullied and stuff like that. So that is the only connection I can see between the two of them. I couldn't see them palling about the girl outside. I think they just come from 2 completely different worlds.
This is Laurie's first prison sentence.
That's me and my little sister. That was when I was 9 and she was just born. That was me, my little sister and Mickey Mouse in Florida. That was just before I started taking heroin. So I started taking the day I got back from that holiday. And that's me and my sister and Eeyore. She's quite grown up actually, because she's always telling me to stay away from it, why am I taking it, and just to grow up and start enjoying myself, doing stuff like what she's doing, going out with her friends, going shopping, holiday.
Laurie's addiction to heroin has turned her life upside down.
I met this guy, came back from holiday and just met him. He was smoking heroin and that, so because I was with him, I thought I would try it. And then eventually, with being with him for so long, I ended up taking it myself and getting addicted to it. Once I'd done it once, it was just so easy to then do it again. And once I'd gotten into it, it was so hard to get out of it. I mean, I did really want to help myself and get away from it, but it just kept pulling me back and made me keep taking it. That's how it kind of overpowers you, because you have to keep taking it again, otherwise you're in agony. Sore legs and spewing. It's not nice rattling.
June is waiting for the decision about whether she will get another chance in the halfway houses.
Just wish I could get a tour and done with. It's like waiting to get sentenced at a high court.
Despite all her work, June's previous failed attempts make it a difficult decision for the staff.
We are getting a distinct impression there's a pattern here where there's almost, just a lack of awareness in terms of that there's going to be any consequence for this. But it would not surprise me if in the early stages of next year we're actually talking about this girl just having been returned back to closed conditions again. So I think okay.
June is called in for the verdict.
The local risk management group have decided that you should be given a final opportunity to go back out to the houses, June. And I think we have to lay it like cards on the table here, that this would be your final shot at going out. You have to know that, you have to realise that we can only take so many chances with people, It's really the ball's in your court now, okay? And if we're prepared to give you that chance, it's really up to you.
This is June's last chance.
Yes! She's done absolutely everything that we could possibly ask of her to do. She's done every course, every education, she's stable on her medication, everything. So really it is coming down to choices now.
Yes! Can't wait to get out of here now. Can't wait to phone the kids tonight and tell them.
It's the morning of Debbie's trial for drug dealing, and she's looking at getting a possible 4 years behind bars.
It's in my lawyer's hands, basically. But I'm ready to plead. Do you know what I mean? I'm ready to plead, and I've accepted that I'm going to plead. I could be doing a lot worse. Look at the lasses, there's about 4 of them in there expecting 7 years, at least. So, how can I complain? How can I complain? I can't. No, not at all. So, just get it done and that's it. Get a live day.
Teresa is also in court today, on the first day of her High Court trial, which may eventually see her getting 7 years. She's accused of drug dealing inside Cornton Vale.
I feel sorry for Teresa, But she's to expect. It's a sore one. Do you know what I mean? 7 year plus, come on. There's lasses in there that's been doing pleading to culpable homicide. Who's done a murder. No, I'm not saying anything bad about it, they're lovely lasses. But one's been told to expect 4 to 6 and one's 7 to 8. How do they justify that? I mean, that's hard. That's harsh. Very harsh. Like for fending their own drug habit, really. Do you know what I mean? And being good to others. But this is what's happened. That's what happens in here.
Debbie hasn't seen Teresa since they were split up.
Look into my eyes, and you will see I am clean. Every time I see
that a kid comes along.
No, I've refused it 3 times.
Have you?
Both Teresa and Debbie are facing years away from their friends and their families if things don't go well in court today. After 4 months, Laurie has come to the end of her sentence.
Bye!
Laurie's sentence has given her time to reflect on her crime.
I got sentenced to 9 months for culpable and reckless conduct, which was injecting another person with heroin to the danger of their life. The person OD'd and nearly died, but if it wasn't for me staying with them and phoning the ambulance, telling the ambulance people exactly what he'd taken so they could get the best treatment to him, he would have died. But I actually got 12 months initially for it, but got 3 months taken off for phoning the ambulance and staying with him and stuff.
Her sentence may be over, but Laurie's fight to stay away from heroin is just beginning.
Obviously I'm scared because I know that I've been clean before, and I was clean for a very long time and very positive at that point as well, and I went back to it, but I've made that mistake and I can then try and make it better this time.
Teresa is back from the first day of her trial, which may take several weeks.
Hopefully this is my last time in. I'm saying that, but I know it's not true, man. I know I'll be back. Because I know I'll go back out and get into the drugs and that again. Unless I get a big sentence and then maybe sort myself out. Hold on, Jules, listen. Aye. Tell her she's fucking smoking more than me. Right, hen. See you later.
Teresa denies supplying in Cornton Vale, insisting that she helps other addicts out with their habits, but never for money.
I help everybody and anybody, it's just my nature. I'll always be the same. So if I'm getting punished for that, then I'll get punished.
Do you think you're a bad person?
No, definitely no, not. I'd help him do it. Him and everybody.
Laurie's heroin addiction has affected her whole family.
She was a liar, she was a thief, she was a mess, she didn't care about her appearance, she was dirty looking, she just wasn't a very nice person to be around. You only heard from Laurie when she was wanting something, which was mainly money, to where the next fix was coming from.
It's hard, it made me cry sometimes because, like, obviously you don't want to see anyone like that, but it's horrible when it's your family. My mum always says, now you've seen what your sister's been like and now you know not to do that. And my dad was saying last night, actually, if I ever seen you with anyone that was doing drugs or heard you do drugs, actually, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, Dad would go absolutely mental.
On her first day back in Arbroath, her determination to stay clean has already been tested.
I bumped into somebody that, like, obviously I used to get heroin from, and he says to me, oh, if you need to get anything, just come to me. And I says, no, I'll not be needing that, I'm not interested in any more. And he's like, well, if you are, you can just come and see me, because I've got all the time. It's just situations like that, you know, when, like, you maybe might have money on you, and they say, oh, well, I've got really good stuff, blah, blah, blah. And it's just making sure that you can say no then, because if I take it that once, I'll go back to it forever. And then this time I'll lose all my family and everything. I'll not have nobody.
Laurie's family have decided to give her a last chance and stand by her. Back in the young offenders block, Kerry feels her early family life was far from supportive.
Came in from school and my dad probably there steaming. My mum sitting petrified. I skipped her about. And I said to him, Dad, get. And I said, please Dad, just leave. No, and cracked my mum again. Dad, please just leave my mum, please just leave her, stop it. And he'd just keep hitting her. I think that's how I did get off the rails a bit. I can't blame it on that, obviously. I'm my own lassie, I make my own choices. But I think trying to deal with that along the years is just, I've just thought, this is my way of dealing with it, go and get drunk at 15 and 16-year-old. You know what I mean? Seeing that as a young lassie at primary school and that, I thought that was right, and I was trying to hide it, and all my pals at school were all saying, oh, we went this place with my mum and dad at the weekend and that, and I'd try and make up lies, oh, we done this and we done that, and at the end of the day I saw my dad back fucking my mum.
Debbie is back from court, where she thought she might get at least 4 years.
15 months. Oh, brilliant, eh? Absolutely fantastic. I'm backdated and all. Oh, the time that I've lay in, that it comes off. Oh no, I know, oh dear, I can't believe it.
Debbie might be out in a fortnight if she's offered the chance to get early release with an electronic tag, which would mean she only has to stay in her own house from early evening till the next morning.
Brilliant! Oh, I'm dinky! Fantastic! Hi, Hen!
Debbie is delighted by her short sentence, but she's now been moved back in with Teresa and Pauline and Temptation.
Good to see her again, I'm glad she's there. Got a laugh with her, so you do. So I'm glad.
How you doing? I know. And see if you get your tag, man, you'll be in a week or two.
So she should be in a couple of weeks, won't she? In the tag, if she gets it.
That's what I was saying to you there.
She'll get in the tag, so she will.
In the young offenders block, Kerry has just a few days left to serve of her sentence.
Do you know I'm too excited to eat? No, it's good day.
It's actually fine.
Is it good? Aye. My stomach's here, I'm too excited, man.
Refuse to move! So! Nothing! No! Fair! The Graham is not happening, Graham!
It's kicking off in the young offenders block. One of the girls is being separated from her cellmate.
How am I? Just because the governor says. Oh, the governor. Oh.
Okay.
See that boxy fucking system that can ram it right up my fucking ass.
For once, Kerry is staying out of the trouble.
Please try and bite your tongue, please. Honestly, you've got to be fucking locked up. Everyone else is out pure laughing at you. You're behind your bed, clap your bam again. I should know, man. I've done, honestly, I was just a pure dafty. I'll do this, I'll do that, know what I mean? It gets you nowhere, mate. At the end of the day, you've got to look to us, fuck this place. At the end of the day, they're locking the door on you, mate, and getting home at night. Know what I mean?
Oh, don't even start with your respect for your elders. Hey, respect for the fucking prisoners.
Stay out of it. That's how you end up in trouble.
You've been on report every single day for the last fucking week.
Despite Kerry's efforts, everyone is piling into the argument.
What was that for?
Hey, but it's not for nobody else.
That's the way I used to be. And I just says to Terry, go try and get your act together, man. You're here for a wee while. It's got to be you, it's lost out nobody else. And she's a good weekend. So I just says to her, try and bite your tongue. So I've been there, done it, motor shit. And arguing again.
Where's she getting moved to? Unit 4?
With her advice falling on deaf ears, Kerry decides to defuse the situation with action, rather than words.
Right, enough.
I just can't tell me, yeah.
After 3 years inside, perhaps Kerry has learned that humour, rather than violence, can get you what you want. Out in the prison houses, June is settling into life on the other side of the fence.
You look back in and you just think, thank fuck I'm out of there. That's exactly how I feel. I just think, couldn't have coped in here any longer. I've had enough of that place.
June is about to go back to Aberdeen for her first home leave. She hasn't seen her daughters for over a year.
This is 3.5 years ago.
55% of the women in Corton Vale have children. Most of these children are taken into care when their mother is taken into prison.
It's just hard being away for the kids, adjusting it, and being away for them at birthdays, Christmas coming up. It's just really, really hard. Sometimes it gets a bit too much.
June will be spending 4 days in Aberdeen with her children. Returning to the place where she dealt and took heroin is a big step for June.
Aberdeen's really bad with drugs now, like Aberdeen's ruined with drugs. A lot of good people now in Aberdeen, it's been ruined with drugs. But in the community I had no chance of getting off drugs. No chance at all. That sentence has saved my life. Definitely saved my life. Definitely.
June's 16-year-old daughter Julie and 21-year-old son have come to meet their mum at the station.
She's not a bad mum. Although my mum was a drug addict, she looked after us. She did.
Julie was just 10 years old when her mum was sent to prison.
My mum's friend came up to my carers, sat me down and stayed in the living room and told me, Julie, your mum is in prison today for 10 years. And I went, huh? I was pure confused. I was like, 10 years? It's 10 years ages. It was like, just imagine 10 years with somebody you're really close to and they're just being wiped away from you for 10 years.
Julie has spent the last 6 years in foster care and children's homes.
Even living in somebody else's house is horrible. I mean, there's no place like home, is there? So.
Any child who loses their mother to a long prison sentence, it must be devastating for them. Some members of the public might say, well, so what? The woman shouldn't have done this in the first place. But clearly, in a case where someone gets a big sentence like 10 years, we're almost punishing the children as well by removing their mother from their lives. We do as much as we can through family visits here to keep the family contact going. But clearly if someone lives in, say, the northeast of Scotland and their children are at school, it's going to be incredibly difficult for them to have regular contact when their mother is located in central Scotland. So we're well aware of these problems and, of course, understand the difficulties, but we can't always meet the needs of the family.
June will have 4 days with her family before she has to go back to the halfway houses.
It means the world to me. It's so you can be with them and instead of sitting talking across a visiting room table.
With two folks there,
But it's better being in the community with them so you can go and do things like go to the cinema, go to swimming. There's only so much communication you can build up for that jail. You need to be out here and start building bridges with your family again.
I want to see my mum happy, mostly, because my mum's not happy. She's maybe happy that she's saying, but she's not happy. She will be.
On returning to the halfway houses, June will be tested for drugs. If she's strayed, she'll be straight back inside. A week after she got her great result in court, Debbie has been moved to a more privileged part of the prison. She's managed to stay clean and has a job in the laundry. She's been recommended to go on a course of methadone so she can try to control her heroin urges when she gets out.
It was getting harder and harder and harder. It was definitely the thought of going outside. It was terrifying me. They said perfect candidate for methadone, and it has got a blocker in it, and it does stop you craving, you know. So it's been working. I'm not craving. I feel as if, well, the heroin's here, I don't need it. This is just a substitute to heroin. So I'm saying this is, but just it's like a mere, it's a legal way. Mixed way, it's a legal way, and you don't get as, that's what I'm talking about. So it's better than going out and using. Do you know what I mean? If I go out and use, I'll end up to my old tricks and I'll be back in, which I just can't afford to do that. I'm just under no circumstances.
It's the night before Kerry's release. Having spent nearly 3 years behind bars, she's determined this will be her last sentence.
Can't wait till tomorrow till I go home. I don't think I'll even sleep the night either. The other day. Oh, I got up late and See, coming in the jail for me, it's the only thing I've achieved in my life, coming in here and working in here. I've never worked outside the man. You know what I mean? So, in here it's made me, I've grew up a lot. It has done me a lot of good. I don't care about any cunt says. The jail does you a lot of good. It does me a lot of good anyway. Aye, it does. This feeling's better than any drugs, because I have now officially became a good girl. I'm staying away from all the trouble. Because I'm always the daft that gets caught for everything I do, so I'm not even got to do it so I can't get caught.
The last time Kerry was released, she hit the drugs and the bottle and was back within 2 days. Officer Graham wants to make sure history doesn't repeat itself.
What's plans tomorrow then?
To go here and go get a bottle and then get home, meet my wee man.
Get a what?
And then a bottle.
What you saying?
A bottle.
A bottle of what?
Wine. I'm not going to get pure steaming. I want to remember everything about the morning, and I mean everything about the morning.
But I guarantee you, see if you didn't bother doing that, right? You would turn up at your folks, completely sober. Do you know what I mean? You would remember everything.
I'm not going to drink the bottle and end up pure steaming and only end up paying. I'm going to just think twice, man, and get in a bottle.
June has had a taste of freedom, but she's now eligible for parole. She was refused parole last time, and today she has a meeting that might mean she can permanently be reunited with their daughter Julie and start rebuilding her life.
It's quite important. I'm scared in case I come out with the wrong answers. But I don't even know if there's any right answers for this. You're either getting it or you're not getting it. It's just a waiting game. Every corner you turn, you have to wait for this, wait for that. So, that's the only problem, is just the waiting. It's torture.
I think the parole board have a very difficult job because, in a way, they can't win. Because if they release someone on parole and the person meets all the parole licence conditions until the end of the parole period, then no one hears about it, no one wants to know about it. If, however, they breach their parole conditions and they're back in custody or they commit another offence, then clearly the parole board may be criticised for making that decision in the first place. So it is a really difficult job.
Hi.
Hi, come in. Take a wee seat there. How are you?
Fine. You?
Good. Fine. Now, I saw you last year,
Uh-huh.
so you've been through this before. You remember a little bit of the format, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Now, I did read somewhere in the dossier that there was something about a drug test last May.
They took a drug test the day before they put us out to ILUs, and the drug test came back positive for cannabis 2 days later, so they returned me back in, and I was downgraded for 6 months for cannabis. I've now just accepted that to be drug-free means cannabis use as well.
Okay.
People think it's easy in here coming off drugs, and there's a drug scene in the jail as well, and it's really hard if you're trying to battle an addiction living in here.
You think you're quite strong?
Definitely, I owe it to myself to go out here and do you know what I mean, live a proper life, and I owe it to my children as well.
June will get the result of her parole hearing in 3 weeks' time.
I've heard people in here in the past saying, oh, folk are saying they think I'll get my parole, my reports are brilliant, and then bang, they didn't get it. And And that's after being recommended for social workers in here and people for the outside. So you don't know how they work, how they think.
Debbie has been given the chance to get out on the tag and get out 2 months early.
Be of good behaviour, keep the peace, don't commit any further offences, don't tamper with your tag in any way, don't cut it off for that.
I just can't wait to go and see the Wednesday. My daughter, she'll finish school at 4:45, so, and I've got to bin for 4 for the tag. She's going to be, overjoyed. She says to me the other night, she went, Mum, if I could win and wish I'd have you home tonight, I would have you home for Saturday for my dancing, so I'm here for Saturday. Brilliant. Right, thank you very much. Thank you. Let's go. Hi. This feels brilliant. It really, really does. Can't wait to get home. Can't wait. Oh, I've got that much going through my head what I'm going to do and who I'm going to see and who I'm not going to see. Just if I can say no the first day, then that's it. It's just me. Once I say no, that's me. If I can learn to say no at first, then I'll be fine. I'll never get a chance like this again, do you know what I mean? And I'm not coming back in to do another sentence to get back out for another chance. I'm not doing it. Nope. Because I know myself, if I get caught with so much as 2 bags of heroin, it's 7 years and above. Do you know what I mean? It'll not be trees that we're talking about here. It'll be myself, so... And I'm no. I'm not cut out for doing 7 years in there. Nah.
Teresa's court case for drug dealing and possession of a mobile phone in Cornton Vale appears to be going well, and she's now expecting to get out in 3 days' time.
Can't wait to Monday. They're saying that they're very optimistic that I'm getting out. More so because they're recommending probation and community service. So I'm happy to do that, Jules, because I think I'll need all the help that I can possibly get out in the community, because I've obviously still got the attitude on about taking drugs when I get out. It's the drugs that's going to be my problem. But I know the first day I'm out, I'm going for a charge, and that's fine. No, there's no my bits and worries about it. I don't know what it's going to take for me no one to be able to do it again, because anything that's happened to me so far hasn't stopped me from wanting to take it.
It's the morning of Kerry's release.
Every sentence I've been in, Kerry, you've been in, Kitamin.
Name here.
Well, Mark, sure it's name here.
I'll get too drunk in there. I won't be. Do my hand
Right. That's 2 folk. What, 2 days it's left now?
I can't believe I'm greeting all that, man.
So, Kerry, Kitamin, you've been here a long time.
Oh,
good for you. Don't fucking worry. Don't worry about it, man, Kerry. You'll be silent.
I can't believe this. Me bubbling and all it.
I don't know what her chances are. I think she's got a fair idea what she needs to do, because she's done it before. She has got a wee fair idea, but it's whether she wants to do it or not. You know, it's all going to determine which course she's going to take in her life, you know.
Oh, I can't believe this is me going home. Bye, everyone. Won't be back. You won't see me again.
Kerry meets up with some of the other women being released today. First stop, the off-licence. This is Kerry's first taste of freedom for 3 years.
Oh, I can't wait to get home. Aye, man.
Kerry arrives in Glasgow, where her mum is waiting for her. Kerry hasn't seen her brothers for over a year.
Look at you standing, oh my fucking god.
Kerry has made it back in one piece.
You're doing like me. I've had this boat for Stirling, if you don't mind, to Fermaland.
For Kerry's mum, Libby, it's also the end of a sentence.
I've been torture. Pure torture. I mean, it's happened to her day in, day out. Well, she's coping alright, saving me feeling the hassle. She'd tell me what I wanted to hear. Still a wee lassie inside. But I had to grow up fast for the environment she was in and the things that she's been through in her life. So affront me, Kerry, all that. It's affront me. Inside she's tearing apart.
What do you want for Kerry, Libby?
Better life, obviously. Not to get back to where she's been anyway. To go out and make a life for herself. Maybe get a nice wee job and meet somebody she's going to be happy with. And look forward to a future, a better future than what she's had already. That's all I can do. I can't do it for her.
Boom, back in.
If Kerry's past is anything to go by, it's likely that she'll be back inside in less than 2 weeks. The result of June's parole hearing has arrived.
This is it. End of the line, hopefully.
A year of prison is at stake on the result.
Just hope it's good news.
There we are. Near you are. Open it and we'll see.
My God. Brilliant.
Shocked?
Oh, well, aye, really happy. I didn't think it would be so soon.
Right, I've got to read everything out to you, so just to let you understand.
Wait a minute, I cut and it's the 17th of June. So that's only in a week. A week today. My God. Is that you, Julie? Guess what? I'm out a week a day for good. Honestly? Aye. You're not right. I know, I can't wait. Right, I love you too. Bye.
I've known June for a number of years, and I know she's had a significant drug habit in the past, and I know she's tried really hard to deal with that. She's proved that she can lead a drug-free life, and she's now put herself in a position where she should have a good opportunity not to reoffend on release.
I think you understand what happened. Did you went in your pockets?
No.
Teresa is back with the result from her court case. Teresa's hopes of getting out have been shattered, and she now has another 2 years behind bars.
It's my wee baby, I feel sorry for, because they really thought that I was getting him today. So, I need to phone them and say, they'll obviously not be now. I was expecting an out, fuck. I was, man. And it's not even with the sentence, fuck, 2 years is nothing. Even if I had to do the full 2 year, man, it's fuck all. It's the way now, man, innit? Nothing else matters. Our wains, our darling, said to them. But, fuck, I'd rather be there doing it. So, I'm gutted.
One of the young offenders is already back at Cordon Vale, having fallen back into drug taking. She's stabbed and slashed one of her friends.
I'd kind of trashed my house up, and then we went outside and we was arguing. He was shouting abuse at me and I was shouting abuse back at him, and I ended up saying to him, "Do you want me to put a blade through you?" And he said, "Yeah, go on, do it, I bet you won't do it." So I then went to my house and grabbed a knife and came out, and I can't exactly remember all what happened, but I know that I've stabbed him here. His side was in 4 inches in there, and his back was 2 inches in. But I think on one of either or, I've clipped his elbow with it, and it's sliced his elbow, and they've had to pull the skin over and stitch it, so it's been like a flap. But this was on the Monday, and he was in hospital till the Thursday, but then I ended up getting caught, and I ended up like resisting arrest and fighting with them and everything, so I ended up with 4 police assaults as well.
Laurie's family have been devastated.
I phoned my stepmom and dad, but they've hung up on me twice, so I've wrote them a letter and I'm too scared to phone them now. You know what I mean, in case they don't answer the phone or whatever, so.
She phoned a couple of times and I couldn't bring myself. In fact, her father answered the first 2 calls and he just put the phone down. And I couldn't bring myself to speak to her because I was so angry, I was so upset, and I just thought, I don't believe you've done this again, you know, but this time you've really done this. This isn't a case of just injecting somebody, just about causing somebody to die. This is, Laurie, you are needing help, not to stab somebody just once, but 4 times. And this boy was in hospital for a week with a tube in his side, you know, and I mean, she could have killed him. Also the fact that she did it in a children's park, I didn't think she was capable of that. I didn't think she was capable of that. One person said, "Laurie's such a bonny lassie, she could have had it all." And she could have had it all. What's going to happen to her now? You know, she's going to get locked up for a long time, and then what's going to happen, you know?
How do you feel about the future? I don't feel that I've got a future at the moment, because I've kind of fucked it up for myself.
Laurie is facing 5 years behind bars.
Yeah.
6 months after leaving prison, Kerry is still living at home. She too has been involved in a violent attack. Although Kerry was on the receiving end.
Yeah, I seen a lassie and we'd finished, and then she looked right into my face and done that. Slash. There, see that there? And I just done that. You slashed me. She's done, "What? Do you want a fucking gain?" I was like, "No, what?" And walked away, and the blood was pushing at me, and I was like, "Fucking, I can't believe my blood just slashed me."
But despite all the pressure, Kerry has managed to stay drug-free.
People take it and stop me in the street and say, "Who's go?" and "Where can I get this?" and "If you get this?" and "If you get that?" and "If you see stuff to make it up" and all that. And I'm like, I'm not taking it. Can you please stop saying that? And please stop me in the street and asking me for money and stuff. Not my ma's there, or my family's there, or somebody's there. Because it's really embarrassing. It says, "I'm no better than these," and I'll still speak to you, say hi in the street and that. But that's as far as it'll go. Because I'm not taking it anymore, and I don't want to be associated with it. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm doing well, you know what I mean? I'm doing really, really well. And I'm so proud of myself.
Every time I see her now, she's a lot happier and chirpy. She says,
"Oh, beans."
"Well, beans, he's a good laugh."
I know, and I'm much better looking and all that, and I've got a good card about myself. And
You're not doing the dumps.
no, I'm not in the gutter, you mean? I was in the gutter. But I'm alright now.
Come back now on the day straight. Well, I didn't tell you.
After 6 years behind bars, June is free.
I've met a lot of the best people that I've met in my life in here. And get close to them, and it's like being part of my family. They're like part of my family.
Julie has come down to take her mum home.
See you, Max. All the best.
Teresa is finishing her sentence in Cornton Vale. Laurie is expecting a long sentence at her court case. Next time, on Girls Behind Bars, one of the prisoners tries to take her own life.
I feel like I'm going to crack up. See, when I feel like doing something to myself, really doing something, I feel really sick. That's how I feel, my stomach starts jumping and that.
Several of the girls in the drug-assisted unit are released back into the community.
It's great, man. Just hope I'm never back in there again. Never say never, though. So you don't know.
And another young offender arrives back in Cornton Vale.
I think I'm just a wee arsehole. That's what I think. Or they think I'm a wee arsehole, but in a good way, if you know what I mean. I'm not a wee arsehole in a good way. I can, when I'm fully drunk, I'm a heavy arsehole, but see when I'm low, I'm just a cheeky wee arsehole.